sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and Sterling Savings Bank. Friday Night Sports Extra starts right now.
All right, welcome to another week of Friday Night Sports Extra. If you're like us, your fingers were a little bit frozen out there shooting games tonight.
Fingers? How about our toes? They got a little, and depending on where you were, you got wet tonight.
Yeah. Me too.
I did not. I was in the Spokane Arena. We'll get to that a little bit later. We have a lot of fun here on Friday Night Sports Extra, and we will again tonight. But first, with sad and heavy hearts, we remember Andrew Swank, the player at Valley Christian High School. Just 2 weeks ago, he was returning this kickoff here for a touchdown, the first time Valley Christian was on the board for the season. And, of course, last week he suffered a head injury in their game with Lacrosse and Colotis. He died Sunday night. Today there were services held for Swank, and he was laid to rest in the Spokane Valley. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Swank family and all the Valley Christian community. Drew Swank, I think it's safe to say, is a player that we here at Friday Night Sports Extra will never forget.
Most definitely, and a lot of teams paying tribute to Drew at their games tonight. The big game of the week was U-High hosting Mount Spokane. Both teams 3-1 coming in. Bill Dietrich's team tied at 14.5 in their homecoming game. Now 20-14 Wildcats with the ball. Travis Ward, though, picked off by Paul Sindlinger, who knocked down his own teammate on the return, putting the Titans right back in business, deep in Wildcats territory, and it didn't take him long to capitalize on the very next play. Tony Tabish hands to Jacob Fry, who weaves his way up the middle, virtually untouched into the end zone, putting the home team back on top by a point, 21-20. Ward didn't have a lot of luck throwing the ball, so he decides to run it. This senior fakes the pitch, then takes it in himself, 26 yards for the touchdown as Mount Spokane reclaims the lead. So they go for two to try to stretch that lead back to 7, and Colton Williams just gets it across the goal line on the pitch, so it's 28-21. Early fourth quarter now, and Ward calls his own number again, going up the middle, 24 yards for the backbreaker. The quarterback finishes with 123 yards rushing. Williams adds 100 even on the ground, and Mount Spokane improves to 4-1 in the season with a 35-28 win. They're in the driver's seat now for 3A.
All right, well, Rogers making the very short trip to Gonzaga Prep. The Bullpups playing tonight without star running back Bishop Sankey. Rogers coach Matt Meathy getting his team ready for this one. Dennis told me that he used to walk to this game from Rogers Prep. Strikes first. That's Jack Wilson. He walks into the end zone, 22 yards, 7-0 Bullpups. More Prep running game. Bobby Condon up the gut, going to bounce outside. Sankey, 40-yard run. Bullpups in business, and they punch it in. Quarterback Shane Schmidthofer going to keep it off the tackle. He gets in the end zone. Prep goes on to win this one big, 45-0. Also tonight, Central Valley, the only undefeated team in the GSL. They stay that way, 53-14 winners over North Central.
Doubleheader at Joe Albee Stadium. There was a common theme going on, a 4A school against a 3A school, and it was blowout city in both of those. Oh, yeah, that was a good idea today, as the blankets were needed in this one. However, this one was all Lewis and Clark in this game over Shadle Park. Jeff Livingston to Austin Elo, the quarter 14-0 LC. Highlanders trying to come back. Got those dark uniforms in, and they throw it deep, but no. David McNeil with the INT returns it 25 yards for the touchdown, or for the interception return, I should say. And then it was Livingston to McNeil. Oh, well, that made it 27-0. Final 56-0. Shadle shutout on their homecoming game. All right, how about East Valley and Meade? Yep, proceeds rated for the Swank family over $300. The winner of the 50-50 draw gave his half back. How about this run by Paul Miller? Look at him go! He would not be denied. 16-0 Meade. This would not be a good day for the Knights or any of their alumni. Next drive, Panthers add to the lead. Aaron Dunn, the big guy, committed to Washington State. Oh, that's a touchdown, 23-0 Panthers. Knights would get points right before the half. No, they won't. The snap is recovered and knocked down. Oh, my goodness.
Come on!
51-6. I'm not sure Keith's going to be able to continue with the rest of this show. We actually had a bet on Pachinoso and the Wingman. Keith gave up what did you give up? Corn maze. That's right. All right. Ferris goes down big to Esperanza in California, but they come down back from 3 touchdowns down and win it in overtime. That'll be a happy plane ride home for the Saxons.
Way to go, Saxons. That's a big win for them. And we go over to Idaho now, where one team had a jump start on the competition. A little Thursday night action. This is not it, actually. This is Sandpoint. Is that Sandpoint?
No, that's Davenport. We'll get to that game in a minute.
Don't come back. Don't give it away.
No. Stop. Come back to us.
There it is. Right. We're looking for Coeur d'Alene and Caldwell from last night up in Coeur d'Alene. As I said, the Vikings a little bit early in this one.
Let's score for it then. Let's just do that.
All right, scoreboard for you. There it is. Coeur d'Alene 38-13 over the Caldwell Cougars. Zach Kaiser had 3 touchdowns in that one. Of course, as we mentioned, that game was last night. Moving on to more scores from Idaho for you tonight. It was Lake City, the Timberwolves all over Post Falls, 20-0 that one. Another shutout pitched by Sandpoint tonight as they take down the Lewiston Bengals. Justin Podrobsky and company going down 36-0 in that one. And Moscow goes to Connell. The Eagles, a pretty darn good 2A team on the Washington side, 28-21, the final from that one. And one more, actually. West Valley, the Eagles. They're still undefeated, 5-0 now in the season after a 27-6 win in Rathdrum against those Lakeland Hawks.
As you can tell, the cold outside has had effect on our technical problems in here. Our equipment is shutting down. We're going to get, hopefully, to that Ritzville game coming up. A lot more football right here, Friday Night Sports Extra, when we continue.
Friday Night Sports Extra.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Sports Extra. It's time for a little Great Northern League action. And Ben, take her away.
That's right. I didn't get to travel up there today, but we're going to go ahead and read the highlights. Colville Tribe always has a good drum line. Phil Franklin happy because he gets to go to Ronnie D's. Check out this hit. Jared Swanson, Samsonite, whammy there. Andrew Walsh laid him out, then picks him back up. The sportsmanship, big defensive night for both teams. Caldwell Sawyer Bradley drops back. His pass gets picked by James Shar. Cardinals on offense now. The pitch out to Jared Swanson gets eaten up by Jordan Anderson. It was nothing at the half. Defensive struggle. Medical Lake, though, they fall by 5 to the Indians. 12-7 is the final. And we got Deer Park as well in Clarksville.
Look at that.
Check out that right there. 2-point special. The Bantams get the win.
All right. Our man Phil was up in Colville. He also made a stop in Chihuahua where the Cougars were taking on Riverside. The cheer squad added some new recruits tonight. Fourth quarter, Chihuahua up by a touchdown, one to add to the lead, but the pass by Sam Fisk is picked off by Dewey Bender. We've heard that name several times this season. Rams have another shot. Other end of the field now. The handoff to Chase Flores is successful. A field goal would eventually tie it, but the Rams wanted to win. They decided to go for 2. The pitch here to Marcus Conley and some trickery. He makes the pass to Dustin Martin, who is all alone in the end zone. How about this for a final score now? Riverside, a dramatic win, 15-14. They also had a big comeback earlier this season against Reardon. One more score for you. How about this? Cheney goes down to Pullman and blanks the Greyhounds, 12-Bagel.
Up to Northeast A, or as we like to call it on Friday Night Sports Extra, the All-Animal League. Nothing but animal mascots and bands, apparently. Kettle Falls and Lakeside. Lakeside run game looking good early. Evan Dobbs up the middle. He's going to take it in from 25 yards out, break some tackles. He's into the end zone. More from him later. That's foreshadowing. Eagles good in the air as well in Lakeside today. Chad Berkman was all huck it, chuck it, football. He threw it so well it kind of dodged our camera, but that's Josh Lauderdale making some moves, does the rest of the work. That's a 3-yard pass into a long touchdown. 13-0 to Eagles. Evan Dobbs, I didn't lie, here he comes again, gets the handoff up the middle. He's into the end zone. 19-0 Eagles at the half, but check out this score. This thing goes into overtime. Kids, you got to score when the cameras are there. Kettle Falls takes it to overtime, but they do lose by 1. In other action today, Newport, they go on the road and they lose to Freeman. In Idaho, Kellogg gets the shutout at home. They beat St. Mary's. Also, Orofino, they hosted Timberlake, and Timberlake just wasn't very nice. They went 47-7, and Priest River with an 8-point win at home against Bonners Ferry.
Most of these young guys on the set here with me tonight don't remember the old Bi-County League. Talk about run them and just stuff them. You know, but today, the old good people in the area raising money for Drew Swank and his family, Lynn, Ritzville, and Reardon. How about this play, though? Watch Chase Bell with a touchdown run. He had 12 carries, 209 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and they were up big. 36-7 at the half. Just homecoming. They even got to stay out for homecoming. They were up so big. And then in at quarterback, Niko Knesevic. Great fake, keeps it 43-7. A long night for the Lynn Ritzville Broncos. On the kickoff, Bryce Hilzer. Watch the hit by Sasha Brendel. Oh. Yeah, that's Bi-County football, ladies and gentlemen. Old-fashioned, head-knocking, spit-flying, snot-blowing. Reardon goes on to win it 43-19. Another one of those old Bi-County rivalries. Davenport, Liberty, a moment of silence of the game for Drew Swank. Lancers, though, mistake early out of the old single wing. The 1930s offense, bad pitch. Gorillas recovered. Garrett Wood is on it. That sets up the first touchdown. Cody Hopkins calls his own number, weaves his way into the end zone, breaks a tackle, and dives in. Thanks for running the play my direction. I appreciate that. Gorillas open up the second quarter. This is old-fashioned Bi-County smash mouth. Get it in. Connor Glick. Snot blowing, spit flying, bloodletting. Sorry, I'm old. Davenport wins it 24-14. How about Colfax? This so far is the class of the Northeast 2B, Bi-County, or whatever you want to call it. They shut out Springdale. Selkirk comes up with a 6-point win at Republic tonight. And a Southeast 2B game. Asotin continues to roll. They beat Tico, Oakesdale, and Rosalia.
I think I got some of that snot spit on my face. You're not supposed to do that when you're reading the highlights. It's
Bi-County. Sorry about that. You didn't see the big snot bubble we were blowing.
That's disgusting. Sorry. You know what else is disgusting? 11 guys playing football. Let's take some of those guys off. 8-man football. Track meets with huddles. Coming up next. Friday Night Sports Extra.
This is Friday Night Sports Extra.
That's a little Moses Lake love right there.
I wonder where we got that.
We got to keep Oso
Wonder
jersey
where
in
we got
there.
that.
We got to get some Moses Lake stuff in there.
Welcome back to Friday Night Sports Extra. I'm not saying we go a long way to cover games here on this program, but we go a long way to cover games on this program.
And I'll tell you, we battled through the conditions. I didn't necessarily have to today. Drove through some rain, but going up to Inchelium, I was talking to one of the Sprague Harrington fans when I got there. They were playing Inchelium today there, and they said when they were going over the ferry, the weather was so bad that there was white caps and the swells were coming over onto the ferry. That's how bad it was. So you're right. 8-man football, you don't mess around trying to get to that ball game.
It's the deadliest catch.
So, Derek, that's what I went through to get to your highlights today.
It didn't scare off Ben Kaplan because we'll get to those Inchelium highlights later, because after that he drove over to Wilbur Creston, and that's where they're holding a moment of silence there as well for Drew Swank before their game against Columbia Hunters. First play from scrimmage, it's a fumble! And the Wildcats pounce on it and recover, and that would put them in business. They punch it in shortly thereafter. A 1-yard run right here, good for the first 6 points of the game. WC on top early. Hunters responds, though. It's another fumble this time. Ball on the ground, but they find David Carlson for the score. Hunters goes on to win this one by a final count of 38-6 in Northeast 1B action.
I'll tell you why I was getting all that messed up, because I had so many French fries when I was down at Odessa. Check this out. You guys always give me grief, but I know. Fresh French fries, Odessa hosting Curlew tonight. Yeah, senior Easton Crossley had himself a ball game. Makes the reception here on 4th and 6 for the big game. Nice effort there by quarterback Jared King. Then King going to go up high for Crossley. This one here, one of his 7 touchdowns on the night. He scored all of Odessa's points. Pretty impressive effort. Now, if that wasn't impressive enough, check out this effort on defense. Curlew trying to score. The pick steps in the end zone, so they called it a touchback. But an impressive effort ends in an impressive performance by Odessa. 48-14 is the final there.
Now we're going to get on the boat for Ben. Ben got the boat, went over to Inchelium, braved the elements, the white squall, I think they're making a movie out of how bad the weather was. Looks good to me, though. I don't know. Check out this effort by Sprague Harrington. Nick Spurline. Nice stiff arm. Get off me. Jumps over. Picks up a couple blocks. Get off me again. And he's giggity gone. Are you serious? You can't tackle that guy. See? I told you. Oh, well, they went down at the end, but it didn't matter. He's in the end zone. Things are looking good for Sprague Harrington. Inchelium, though, they respond. Looks like a little confusion. But it's not. It's just the reverse. You know what? That's Brandon Kohler. He knows that the bird is the word. He's going to take it in for the Hornets. Inchelium looking good on this one. They go on to win this one 38-28. Nice win for the Hornets. That's actually at home. I had that wrong when I typed all that stuff up. Also, ACH with a big win on the road. They're up 46-0 on the Billy Goats. And Cusick, they stay perfect with a win by 50.
At the top of the show, we talked a little bit about Drew Swank. Valley Christian did not play today. La Crosse Washtenaw Colotis did play, but they were at the funeral today. In a moment of silence before this game, the Tiger Cats back on the field hosting Colton early game. And it's understandable. Lackwash just didn't seem to have it in their tank. Colton with the touchdown here. Tiger Cats were trying to come back in this game. Garrett Blowert runs into the ref.
Get out of the way!
We'll give the ref the assist on the tackle there. Tiger Cats, though, just had trouble hanging on to the ball. You can imagine their concentration 1 week after seeing Drew Swank become fatally injured on their football field. They lose it at home tonight, 66-20. Keep the Lackwash Tiger Cats in your prayers as well. North Star League in Idaho, Wallace, a loser at Kootenai. The Warriors look like they've got it rolling again this season. Clark Fork, the Wampus Cats doing some wamping on the Lakeside Knights. And a Thursday game, St. Regis comes over the pass. Mullen, not very hospitable host. They send them back to Montana with a loss.
All right, don't go away. We got plenty more to come on Friday Night Sports Extra, including the Chiefs at home tonight, taking on the much-improved Portland Winterhawks, and we'll talk more college football coming up after the break. Stick around.